So it is Sunday, the 27th of February, and we are having what feels like the first sunny and warm day of the year. And it is just gorgeous day. Look at that. Not a cloud in the sky. I have made something of a resolution to myself this year. I wouldn't really call it a New Year's resolution, close enough. And that is to try and get my garden back up to snuff. When I moved in, this used to be a really nice garden, and over the past sort of year or two, I've just let it slip. It's become very overgrown. As you can see down there, there's dead patches in the lawn. It's full of crap. The memorial bench that I have under the tree for my grandparents needs repainting. Yeah, if we go down the bottom in a minute, you'll see what I mean. But up here on the decking, I've sort of gathered a lot of stuff as well, bits for the lawnmower, stuff that needs to go to the tip, my bikes. The pugs can stay, that's about it. But no, today's finally a good day to start some restoration work, but I'll just give you a quick walkthrough of this. This can be part of my gardening series on the channel. So that bush used to be nicely trimmed, and now it's nearly the size of the fucking summer house. And come down here through all this crap. So the inside of the summer house is okay. It's a bit untidy, but the sofa's in there. It's all nice and clean. Hasn't picked up any damp over the winter, which is good. The outside of it needs a bit of TLC though. It's a bit overgrown. It's in reasonably good nick. I need to do a bit of work on the roof. Shed definitely needs some work. The roof has started leaking. You can see a bit of the felt has come off at the top, and all the paint needs repainting. Needs actually some quite major work. There's some holes in the walls now where the wood has started to come apart. I'm thinking of getting that corrugated plastic. Well, actually, I'll show you the stuff that you can see up there on my neighbour's garage roof. Thinking of putting that on the roof and the walls. Just make the thing, well, like a tiny bomb shelter. But yeah, all this crap needs clearing away. This stuff, these bloody thorns, thistles, whatever you want to call them, just seem to fucking grow out of everywhere and spread like mad. Look, there's another one over there that's going up the actual tree. So yeah, clear that away. I've got about 2 tons worth of slate that used to be down the bottom of the garden. I used to have a pool area made up and slate decorating it. I don't have that anymore, but I still haven't managed to get rid of the 2 tons of fucking slate that's lying around. There's various other bits of crap in there. The birdcage got blown down in the last storm. It obviously didn't have a bird in it, but it was just decorative. You can see my shooting hide. That survived the storms. Well, it survived as in it's in one piece. But it did get blown over. It was leaning up against the shed. So I had to prop it up. These 2 big aluminium beams. Stop it getting blown over. And put some weight in it in the form of a load of spare wheels. And see down here, the only damage it did do when it got blown over was it ripped up this underground cable. The cable's still intact, it's just it's no longer underground, which is an issue considering I'm going to start by mowing the lawn later. But yeah, I was impressed with that. That stayed in one piece despite it being on its side. My tool shed didn't fare so well. That's fucked. I might be able to repurpose the wood for something, but it's not going to be a shed ever again. Moving down here, this is my nice barbecue area that I built during lockdown when I was on furlough back in 2020 for 3 months. It was pretty nice when I built it. And yeah, over winter it's just gotten overgrown as well. That should be fairly easy to sort out. I just need to go at it with some weed killer and rip everything up, and that'll look nice again in no time. I used to have a flag up on my pole, but it just all fell apart, got ripped up, so I decided it can have a floodlight on it instead. That little bracket that you see used to have a clock on it, like a railway style clock. That was another casualty of the recent storms. It got blown off. It's currently on my dining room table. I haven't decided if or how I'm going to reattach it now, but that's minor. I mean, it was like it cost me about a fiver from B&M. The pond. This used to be an above ground pool. I dug a massive hole and put it in there. Needs some work. I never did manage to get a working filter for it. It'd be nice to get that going this summer, but it's just fucking money. Money, money, money. That's all it ever is. But yeah, I won't mind doing something with this, make it look a bit less unsightly, even if I just do something to hide the remaining bits of the liner. You know, put some decorative logs around it or something like that. And then we have the bottom of the garden. This used to be like a pool barbecue area. So the pool was in this corner, and all this bit where you can see the grass sort of ends, forms an L shape around here, was covered in ground sheet. What are you eating, Bella? Yeah, you know you're not meant to be doing that. Give up. So yeah, we had like a barbecue and a bar in this corner, but yeah, there was a ground sheet down with all sorts of the 2 tons of slate over it. Of course, killed all the grass that was underneath. I ripped it all up, got rid of it. But of course, regrowing the grass has proved difficult because fucking nettles come back way faster than grass does. We've made some inroads. There's patches of grass in it, but you put grass seed down, the pigeons come and eat it. Put wildflower seeds down. Try to turn this into like a miniature meadow. They don't take, and the weeds just kill everything. So yeah, fuck knows what I'm going to do with this. I'm probably just going to have to churn it up, somewhat chronic, like a tilling machine, and then replant and find some way to protect it from the birds until the grass can grow back. If I can't get the wildflowers to take. Also got whatever the fuck this is. Some sort of fungus. It's like a sponge. You kick it. It's dusty as hell. If you press into it, apart from the dust, it'll leave a footprint. I don't know what it is, some kind of funky mushroom. There's another one over here. There was one in the corner. I ran that over with the lawnmower a few months back. You can see there's still bits of it there. Bits of a dead bird. There's nothing to eat, Bella. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do down here. I wanted to put a small fence in and make my own little wildflower meadow. I figured if this was full of flowers, it'd attract bees and insects and be my own little contribution to the environment. We'll have to see. So, yeah, today's the day, day 1. We've got all summer, as long as the weather holds out before it starts getting too cold again, to get this sorted. We'll start by mowing the fucking lawn and then seeing where we go from there. I think that's about all we're going to have time for today. I've been working most of the day. I'll get the lawnmower out. It's also, there she goes, first time Bella's actually seen a lawnmower. She's 6 months old now, and this is the first time I've had the lawnmower out, so interesting to see how she reacts to it. So yeah, time for a bit of time lapse, and yeah, then the next scene will be whatever I decide to do next. So that's the mowing of the back garden done. It's taken me about 20 minutes, half hour. I wasn't really paying attention. It's too much of a nice day to be worrying about time. Now, I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but it's amazing what mowing the lawn does. When the grass wasn't even that long, it hasn't really grown over the winter. So I think the longest it had grown in places was, I don't know, an extra 3 or 4 inches. That was only in tufts. Most of it was just the same. But it's made a lovely difference. Just propped all that crap up against the wall. I'll deal with that later. Half of it's just going to be going in the bin. But yeah, I don't know if it's coming across, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a pile of shit, but it looks a lot better. It's a much nicer looking pile of shit now. Up the top of the garden, it's made less of a difference. The grass hasn't grown as much up here. It doesn't get as much sunlight up here because of the fence and the house. But yeah, the bottom bit looks nice. So put the lawnmower away. Find the dog. She ran a mile when I started the lawnmower. Might do the front garden. That one needs mowing a lot more. That catches a lot more sun. I'll figure out what I'm going to do next. There's still some time in the day. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do the front garden as well. You can see that's a lot more overgrown. This normally gets a lot more sun than the back garden. So the sun rises just over that field over there. So yeah, we'll do this and you'll be able to see what I mean by the difference it makes when you just mow the grass without doing anything else. Alright, well, there you go. It looks shorter up close. It actually looks a little worse, but that's because the grass had gotten so long that sort of bottom bit of it that's left isn't green anymore. So for those of you who don't know, if you let your grass get too long, the bottom of it turns white. So when you mow it, it looks like you've just got a big dead lawn. But it has made a bit of a difference. I think it'd look better if we didn't have the footpath down the middle of it. That's there because of the amount of people that keep walking over it because we can't walk down the driveway at the moment. If I'm honest, I'm not that fussed about the front garden. Truth be told, I'm not planning on keeping it as much of a garden for much longer anyway. I want to put some sort of extension or ramp along the driveway, and that way we'll be able to park the cars widthways using the entire front garden. You can see we've got one parked out on the verge. The Dodge at the back is sort of sticking out, and then the others are parked bumper to bumper on that. So yeah, if I can park them all widthways, we're able to get them all in, plenty of room, and it'll make working on them a lot easier because I do plan on making a car series at some point as well from working on my cars. There's these two here are my project cars, and the Mazda outside belongs to the other half, and that was meant to be a joint project. Fuck knows when we're going to get started on them. But yeah, there we go. Front lawn, mown. Let's see what else we can get up to.
So unfortunately at this point there's nothing much more to see for this video. I went back inside, had a cup of tea, and I had a long think about what I wanted to do, and then by that point there wasn't actually that much daylight left, and the long day that I'd already had was starting to catch up to me. I have, however, been able to have a good long think, and I know pretty much what I'm going to do, and I've started making a list of things that need to be done to get the garden back to where I want it to be. So for now I'm going to say watch this space, and thank you for watching. One thing I did manage to do before the end of the day, I managed to get a nice long video of the sun setting over the Fenland countryside from the very bottom of the garden, and I've turned that into a long relaxation video, sort of thing that can help people fall asleep at night. So I'll leave a link in the description for that. Go and have a look.